It's probably late at night when you step out of Sentinel investigations for probably the last time in a long while. You wait for a couple minutes in the night air. Isaac's already told you he's on his way until you receive a message on your phone. It's just a simple text that just says "here," and almost on cue, a large completely black SUV with tinted windows just kind of rolls around the corner and then kind of pulls up next to you. And then just the window in the back seat just winds down, and Isaac looks out at you wearing a pair of aviator sunglasses. And then Rachel probably sticks her head out around behind Isaac wearing the exact same pair of aviator sunglasses. And then he just pulls the handle and opens the door for you to get in. And it's one of those large, like business-like SUVs that's got chairs facing in both directions, so you can sit and have a full-way conversation. Isaac, both sat and one's facing forwards already.
Yeah. Can I put my bags in the boot first? You see Mason. He's got like a large duffel bag over his shoulders. He's holding a gym bag and what looks like a guitar case. And he moves around and he puts all those in the boot, and then gets into the car and takes a seat facing the two of you. Noticeably, never making eye contact with Isaac.
Isaac is like very serious looking to start with, and then grins and takes the sunglasses off and just goes, "I can't see shit in these." Me neither. Sensors, and just puts it in the kind of like side little kind of pocket of the door.
Dark in here.
Well, good evening. Thank you for agreeing to this, Isaac.
It's fine. Any reason why you don't want to look at my face?
He will look at your face. He's not like overtly like looking like downwards like Bob does. He's just kind of never meeting your eyes directly.
You don't trust him?
Bob's told me a lot about Dominate, and I'm not willing to take that risk.
You didn't answer him, though. Isaac, particularly, you don't trust him?
Not yet.
I'm your coterie mate. You're coming to stay on my haven.
I know.
Sorry, mate, I'm a little offended.
I know, and I don't, and I'm sorry about that.
Why are you doing it?
Doing what? Going?
You trust me, don't you?
Yes.
I'm with him.
Mason kind of just he's a bit taken back by that, and he straightens himself, and then he looks Isaac in the eyes.
Isaac doesn't do anything.
No, I didn't think he would, but he just looks Isaac in the eyes and he says, "You're right. It's just been."
You've known I've had Dominate for a while. Why the suspicion now? If I was going to dominate you, don't you think I would have done it by now?
I didn't know what it was capable of.
Huh. Well, yeah.
That's hard to believe, Mason.
I'm not as experienced as you might think. I don't know everything. I'm still learning myself. I'm sorry for the mistrust. It's been a tantalizing few days, but that's gone now. I don't want to bog you guys down with all of that. What have you guys been up to?
Things. Mostly cleaning up the long night problem with the Russians.
That's a huge help. How did you manage that?
Ed tracked them down, and then me and Rachel just went in and cleaned them up.
And his eyes dart between the two of you. Wow. I'm impressed.
Thanks.
You can see he's kind of, as he says that he's impressed, you can see that he's of two minds when he says it, but he does mean it. You can tell.
How was your little spelunking adventure? Yeah, Dekimov told me about it. Apparently he had like a night vision camera of mine. I'm how he'd be able to use it. How'd it go?
Spelunking.
Spelunking. Yeah. They went down looking in sewers for something.
It's yeah. Well, we've had reports that the Long Night are operating underground. Certain cells are underground. We've heard in areas like St. Jude's and some parts north of the city. So we're trying to find any locations of where they were meeting.
That's fucking cowardly.
No, humans.
They're using every advantage they can to stay away from us. Most kindred aren't underground, so they stay. So some cells stay under there. Some leave the city during the night, and most of them just meet during the day when we can't get to them.
People aren't underground. And anyway, how on earth is it advantageous to go somewhere where it's perpetually dark?
It gives them a certain level of secrecy.
Have you checked your phone recently, Mason?
The phone?
Yeah, your phone. You didn't see it, Isaac just checked his phone already.
Yeah, I noticed. Mason just looks at his phone and sees the message.
Care to explain why there's a blood hunt on Yevdekimov?
There's a what?
A blood hunt. He's just been declared an enemy of the prince.
Again, I mean...
No, he broke the masquerade before, and then the prince basically bloodbound him and made him... Well, he was where he was. This is him basically being declared like an enemy of the state, like no holds barred. Everyone's expected to kill Yevdekimov on sight. Can you explain that?
What's he done now?
That's what I want to know.
You can see that Mason's... He's shocked and kind of shaken when he's read that. I don't... What?
Yeah, what?
We last saw him underground after the spelunking.
You think he's what, gone AWOL? You think he's backing the Long Night or something?
Or the chieftain.
He seems a pretty erratic dude. It wouldn't surprise me all that much if his allegiance has changed.
The chief seems to be more like it would suit someone like Yevdekimov, but he was bloodbound. He couldn't have joined the chieftain. Like, you just can't. Can you? I don't think that's how it works.
I don't know.
We're relatively new, all three of us. Yevdekimov has got centuries worth of experience. He might know things that we don't.
Maybe, but the princess got centuries more. Like, if she thought that there was a way to break it, I have to imagine she had like a contingency in place, right? Unless this is it.
I don't know. I mean, Yevdekimov's been all over the world. Where's the prince been?
Point.
Maybe he breached the masquerade again, or I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he's fucked it right royally now.
It's possible.
He doesn't seem to have much self-control, which
Not
is
exactly
kind of
subtle.
weird, considering how long he's been alive or not alive.
Welcome to us for help.
No idea. I mean, what would he have to ask of us?
There's not much we can do in terms of fighting, but we've got a lot of resources to hand that we can help out with.
Yevdekimov.
Yeah.
Is he going? You want to help Yevdekimov evade the prince?
No. I mean, I'm not saying whether I will or won't. I'm just saying what's the likelihood of him coming to us for help?
Not very high, I don't think. I think he's not.
And do we want to do anything? He's a danger.
If we aid Yevdokimov, our lives are forfeit.
Yeah, well, why would we? What has he done for us? Well, not anything for me. What has he done for you?
I have my territory because of him. So I kind of owe him for that, in a sense, but not enough to want to go toe-to-toe with Strauss. Especially if he's done something to break the masquerade, then I'm just, well, I'm a hypocrite, if anything. Okay, well, Yevdokimov aside, the long night underground, are they still a problem, or is there only a few of them left?
We haven't begun clearing them out yet. We're in stage 1 currently, where we're finding information, where they are, how they're meeting. We currently have moles in the long night trying to get as much information as we can on the key leaders.
Okay.
So we're in stage 1. Once we have enough information, then we're going to stage 2, where we take them out.
Right, okay. And how close are you to stage 2?
I don't know yet. I need to talk to the constable about that.
Well, can you hold off on it?
I imagine a lot of plans are going to change with this.
Just all due respect, but you're going to be using my haven and you wanted us to lay low, right? And we've been doing that, more or less. You know, if you are going in and sniffing about the long night and they track it back to us, well then what's to stop a bunch of them just showing up our casino boat onto the teeth? You know, it could get messy.
I know.
So just, if you're going to investigate the long night, fine, investigate, but can you make sure not to leave them back here? Just, you know, maybe go to Finch's Park first, go to Sentinel Investigations until you've thrown them off, hang around there, and then come back, that kind of thing, you know?
I know how to cover my tracks.
Good. Sorry, I don't mean to second guess you.
No. You absolutely are in the right here. This is...
So,
you can see he's still kind of reeling from this. Okay. I can't imagine the prince will want us to wait tracking down Yevdokimov. Every day he's loose becomes a bigger threat to the masquerade.
I think kind of like...
I'm so tired of this, Mason.
Rachel's right. Why are we the ones having to track down Yevdokimov?
You're not.
We're not fighters. I mean, I'm sure you are, but you're Archon, but surely it's the constable's responsibility, or anyone who wants to tangle with him. Surely the king, you know? He used to stay on his territory.
The blood hunt's been called. We don't know who's answered the call yet. You don't have to.
Well, the understanding that was compulsory for everyone, but
I don't think it is. I mean, you saw how the blood hunt was when it was called at Elysium. Not everyone stepped forward. They don't have to, but many can.
And what, you want to step forward to hunt Yevdokimov?
I don't know yet.
You guys were friends.
Are you coming here to flounder at us? Because you're not telling us what you want to do, Mason.
I don't know what I want to do, Rachel. I don't know.
Okay, well, let's set Yevdokimov aside for the moment. If he's not going to come and bother us, we'll not go and bother him. If he wants to change allegiances, it shouldn't be our place to stop him doing that, or whatever reason it is for him going, for someone wanting to call a blood hunt on him. That's aside. We can accommodate you, and if you're going to continue investigating the long night, please feel free to do so, but I request that you have a bit of discretion, but you know,
Of course.
and I'll have faith in you. I was going to ask a favor, though.
Of course.
There's been a bit of trouble on the docks recently. You've heard about the strikes at all?
Yes.
The mayor's meant to be pushing some legislation through that should be giving the strikers the kind of safety regulations they want, but I'm worried that they may have just gone the whole cow on it now and there'll be no stopping it. If if the mayor's legislation doesn't stop the strike, would you be willing to convince the strike leader that continuing the strike is not in his best interest?
Did you just say whole cow?
Yes. Is that not how the phrase goes?
No, whole hog.
Oh,
Nice.
livestock. Right. Right. Anyway, you're distracting me. Would you be willing to do that if it becomes necessary? Of course, you're good at covering your tracks after all. And if I walked in, well, the media would swarm all over me. Rachel technically works for my company, and somebody put the dots together. But you just be some random person who happened to be staying at the casino boat. If paparazzi were trying to track you anyway, and if you could throw up the long knife, I'm sure you could throw up paparazzi. But yeah, would you be willing to do that for us?
So you want me to, if this strike persists after legislation, let me just get this right. You want me to go and convince these workers to stop striking?
Convincing the workers as a mass will be hard, but if you can convince the strike leader, he seems to be the one who's really pushing the boat out on this one. If you can reel him in, we can reel everyone else in by extension. The fact of the matter is, I personally couldn't care less about what the unionists are doing. It's to do with shipping companies, not my company. But we are still moving certain cargo for the prince. And if it shows up in the middle of a strike, that's not going to go down so well.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. Of course, if the legislation succeeds, then it will be ultimately unnecessary. But
yes, if it becomes a problem, I'll see what I can do.
Good. Okay. Well then, I kind of like reach into my jacket and pull out a room key to you, which is effectively just like a card. It looks like the same kind of size and shape as the diamond key card that you had for the party, except this doesn't have any kind of icons on it. It's just a simple 116, I think, was the room that had been allocated to you.
Thank you. I do genuinely appreciate you letting me stay. It's a massive help. Thank you.
It's fine. Just stick to the ground rules, and as long as you're honest with us, then there's no issue.
You're only a couple of doors down from me. I'm 113.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice. Mason's just gonna. What?
Teasing.
That is funny.
Thank you.
What?
I was being sarcastic. No, just.
Don't mind him.
What's going on? What?
I'm not very good at making jokes.
Okay. Well, you see, Mason just darts a couple eyes between the two of you, and then kind of you see the color come back to his face, and he pulls out this bottle that he had in his jacket, and it looks like a really kind of old bottle with a cork in it. And he just opens it, and he just pulls the cork off and just takes a massive swig. This is going to be stressful. These next few nights, I'm sure.
I think it's going to be fun, but.
I don't mean staying with you guys. I don't mean staying with you guys. That's gonna be great. That'll be great. But it's the work, I'm sorry. Do you want any?
What is it?
Yes.
It's some old rum that was it's a gift from Bob.
Bob's old rum. He told me about that.
Oh, I thought it was.
I don't think I want any either, to be honest.
Oh.
It's very strong. It's very strong.
Back at the realization it's actually alcohol and not blood.
Oh yeah, no, it's this almost like browny kind of yellow color.
You're friends with Bob now?
It's been a while.
The meeting, just please don't do it on my domain. I find him very unsettling.
We won't meet on your domain. Don't worry.
I don't think he's as much of a threat as you think he is. I had a conversation with him not so long ago, and he tried to give me beer and ice lollies, honestly.
You don't have to be threatening to be unsettling. If I'm anything to go off, according to you.
That's true. I don't find you so unsettling anymore, though. Bob, when you get past the obvious, he's harmless and really quite sweet. Really.
Well, if you want some help with the long night, I haven't got much going on. I might be able to help you out so long as we're coherent about it.
Of course, I'll see what the next steps are and how things change. I imagine we'll get I can't imagine an Elysium is too far away.
Oh, no. Looking forward to it.
Hmm.
All right.
Well, well, is there anything else that I should know or about the casino boat? Any ground rule, anything else about how I conduct myself around it?
Just conduct yourself as you would at a normal casino.
Make sure you only play good music.
Antonio controls the cameras, so nobody's going to think that is going to look at the CCTV and think anything strange because he's the only one who's going to be looking at it. So
Okay,
just
cool.
be sensible, really. And dress nicely if you can.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it'll be nice to live with other people again.
Well, we're pretty much there now, so
Ah. There we are. Cool.
gonna have to get used to it quick.
Yes, I do apologise in advance if I'm a bit awkward. More so than I usually am.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that.
More so than I usually am. I'm well aware that I'm not the easiest person to talk to, or know, or associate with.
Listen, if you spend all your time thinking about being difficult to talk to, you're not gonna be particularly easy to talk to.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
The car kind of pulls into the casino boat as it gets to a stop. As it kind of looks at you both in turn, and then kind of steps and climbs out the door of the car. And so does probably Antonio and stuff. He kind of like straightens his suit up, kind of looks back and nods at both of you, kind of politely, and then starts heading back towards his office.
Mason follows, and he gets his stuff out of the boot. You know, he swings over his bags and is carrying his guitar case, and just walks to, he just follows onto the boat and makes it to his room, and just drops his stuff down and just kind of sits on the bed. He doesn't necessarily close the door immediately. He's just sitting there, kind of looking around and taking it in.
Processing.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think then do we want to end
And
that?
yeah, unless there's anything else you guys want to say, that's where we'll end it.